Dear colleagues, let me right at the outset wish you all a very happy, cheerful, prosperous, safe and lovely New Year 2021. Without doubt, COVID-19 dominated the year 2020, upsetting lives, disrupting businesses and changing paradigms. Like the rest of the world, we too are forced to quickly reorient and realign ourselves, and I must compliment each one of you for your guts, courage, self-belief and conviction that we are all in it together to overcome all odds. We are hopefully stronger, leaner, more agile and far better equipped to face the emerging new normal. When the lockdowns were announced, our labour force shrank rapidly from around 270,000 to around 160,000 and later on to 70,000 when the unlocking began, putting a huge responsibility on us to care for these workmen and their families across our sites. The task of providing them with the basic necessities, maintaining their health, keeping them safe from infections, and most importantly, keeping them engaged within the labour camps was an extremely difficult task. It was also without precedent, never having faced such a situation in our history. It is great that each project site and factory establishment drew up their own SOPs that work best for them, formed their own task forces, faced challenges head-on, and succeeded thanks to the terrific effort of our COVID warriors at sites and offices. Kudos to all of you. Despite many restrictions and on-ground challenges, all of you answered the call of duty brilliantly. As true builders of nations, we help governments and local authorities to combat the pandemic. Parts of some of the hospitals we had constructed or were constructing were speedily converted into COVID care centers and testing laboratories, while our Smart World team played a crucial role to set up and maintain command control centers to track, trace and control infections across several Indian cities. When the lockdown restrictions were relaxed, the onus on us was to return to action as quickly as possible to make up for all the time lost. Our biggest roadblock was the lack of labour strength. We had come down to 70,000 labourers. The humongous task of remobilizing close to 150,000 new labourers across sites and geographies was handled with foresight and meticulous planning by a specially formed task force. By using our own databases, stationing people at different locations in the prime catchment areas, convincing the subcontractors about safety to return to work, arranging special buses and trains, even flying in some of our labour partners to achieve our targets was a great job. It was our constant endeavour to provide more and more jobs to workmen, and in this situation we created employment for a lot of fresh labour. Supply lines were badly disrupted, especially also due to the picking at the border. So reaching out directly to transport companies to maintain our supply of machinery and material, having closely working with many of our suppliers and vendors was a unique feat. At sites, we had realigned work schedules, rearranged labour accommodation, staggered work timings, and introduced more shifts and taken many more such steps at sites to return to full strength and action. We admire the courage and fortitude shown by our site staff and labour. Kudos to all of them. At offices, the speed at which all of you adopted to work from home and work from anywhere regime was exemplary, especially our employees of LTI, LTTS and Mindtree, who maintained business as usual in their respective domains. At this point, it is important to mark our clients and vendors for special mention. During these difficult times, our clients, especially our government and public sector customers, were towers of strength for us, readily agreeing to virtual inspections, virtual meetings, digital approvals, quick resolution of disputes, timely payments to keep things rolling and such. Our vendors too stood by us and reciprocated our support to significantly reduce our stress and strain. Truly, the pandemic has ushered in a new and better working environment. We should really acknowledge their contribution and be extremely grateful to them. Despite the many challenges, we had several reasons to feel good and continue our tradition of building the largest, tallest, longest, smartest and the most complex of projects. In terms of size, there's little to compete with the cryostat we manufactured, which is the world's largest stainless steel high vacuum pressure chamber and an integral component in the global fusion project near Paris. To have delivered it during the time of the pandemic is a big triumph. Winning India's largest EPC project to construct a part of the high-speed bullet train project was certainly our biggest win, and an equally huge opportunity was to deliver in true L&T style to time, quality and safety, for which we must ensure that our project design, engineering, planning, execution and client and consultant management and relationship is spot on. The signing for the C4 project for the high-speed corridor was also a momentous one for us, not only because it was the largest we have signed, but that it was signed on our behalf by a lady, head of our metros, heavy civil IC, making a strong statement of L&T's growing thrust to nurture strong women leaders to rise to the top and take up important positions within the organization. The project is set to give a huge thrust to economic and social development by generating employment, creating livelihoods, boosting demand for several industries. Other notable wins were the Assam Bridge project that, when completed, will be India's longest road bridge project, and the Etihad Rail project to design and build freight handling facilities for the Etihad Rail is another significant win. Continuing our strong association with the country's armed forces, our defense team delivered the first set of K9 Vajra T-guns, while our shipbuilding team built several offshore petrol vessels that were commissioned by the Indian Coast Guard. As we move along, we completed the world's largest cricket stadium at Motera and Ahmedabad that played host to the Namaste Trump event, seating over 1 lakh of spectators to watch the function. We completed the huge Hyderabad metro project finally. We have completed the Farabi complex in Saudi Arabia, the FCCU and the INMAX fluid catalytic cracking unit for IOCL in Bongaigaon, Assam. In December 20, we inaugurated a new corporate office tower in our Powai campus that was appropriately named A.M. Naik Tower, a befitting recognition of our group chairman, Mr. A.M. Naik's visionary leadership, stupendous contribution, and his 55 years of illustrious service to L&T. At the same venue, we inaugurated Planet L&T, a new age, contemporary, and digital experience center that traces our rich history and showcases our future endeavors. Our successful initiatives in digitalization, automation, and to leverage frontier technologies have started to make a significant difference to our efficiencies. We learned about technology platforms like MS Teams, Cisco WebEx, such are the tools. How several businesses stayed connected with government offices, businesses, colleagues and peers, and with colleagues from the entire L&T ecosystem is just beyond comprehension. The realm of work from anywhere has boosted demand for technology across industries, geographies, and a robust portfolio of IT businesses, LTI, LTTS, and Mindtree, along with future IT companies like L&T Next, are well positioned to ride this new wave. As we strategically move towards creating a more asset-light portfolio, the continued success of these businesses will be key to a sustained growth. Speaking of staying true to our core, the multi-billion-dollar all-cash divestment of our E&A business to Schneider Electric was an extremely timely and beneficial move. Our forays into new realms, platforms like EduTech, SuFin, and the investments that we are attempting through L&T Innovation Fund are all strategic decisions that we are confident will take root and start bearing fruit soon. I thank my e-com colleagues and each one of you for your personal contribution, courage, conviction, and passion towards L&T. To seize the future, we need new leaders to boldly take the reins and maintain our pace of growth. At the same time, we must attract the best talent available in the industry to fast-track our progress. In essence, there are several factors beyond our control, but the winning formula always lies in staying true to our core and staying on top of all that we can control. Our mantra of performance still holds very true. Humans as a race have conquered many uncertainties and seemingly difficult matters. This phase will also be over. Let's be positive. I also thank our board and our chairman for being an absolute support in these difficult times. Once again, wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful, prosperous, and successful New Year 2021. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you. Good luck. All the very best.